And let's not write off the Tennessee Titans just yet. They go into their bye week. They have a chance to get healthy. Here's Mike Vrabel, coach of the team, after the game, talking about what the objective will be as they enter their stretch run of 5 games after they get Week 13 off.
I guess that's where we're at. We got to bye. We got to get healthy, mentally and physically, and get back to playing football how we know how to play it. Taking care of the football, playing complimentary, knowing the details. A lot of things to improve. We've lost 2 games in a row. We've lost 2 games in a row. We lost at home, came on the road, and played very competitively for the first half. They're disappointed, and obviously the way that the game went in the second half. A lot of these guys have been grinding through, pushing through. A lot to do with, mental health of just, dealing with injuries and dealing with things. This is a good time for us all to reset and focus on this football team and getting healthy in all aspects.
Week 14, Jaguars come to town. Now, you want to pencil in a W, but we had put a W in ink last Sunday when the Texans came to town and we saw what happened to the Titans. So they got to get back to one-at-a-time mindset. But then it's at Pittsburgh, which is looking like a much less compelling game than it was a few weeks ago. A Thursday night showdown with the 49ers Week 16, which could be a great game. That's probably the last Thursday night game of the year. If not, it's darn close to it. Week 17, Dolphins. Different game than it would have been a few weeks ago because the Dolphins are surging, and then they get to face the Texans in Houston to wrap the season. So, 3-2, 4-1, 5-0. Anything worse than 3-2 is a major problem for the Titans at this point down the stretch. But they could, if they get healthy, 4-1 isn't out of the question. Running the table's not out of the question, Mike.
So a few things. First, Vrabel staring across the sidelines at Bill Belichick and seeing how that game was going had to be in his head like, this is how it happens. We're sitting here making the mistakes and they're capitalizing. That had to be just like, I remembered being in uniform and doing that, for Bill. And then from the physical side of it, they lose Derrick Henry and they think, okay, this is going to change. Much like when Carolina lost Christian McCaffrey weeks ago, how that offense changed. And it did somewhat, but again, they rushed for 270 yards yesterday. They're just turning the ball over. Like I said, 4 interceptions last week against Houston, 4 more this week, with 3 of them being fumbles. They actually had 5 fumbles and lost 3 of them. And the interception, you just can't do that. You can't do that, especially when you don't have your horse like Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter to help close out that game. But that's really what's killing them right now. And then the party talked about the mental part of it. This is where we are in the season now, Mike. And boy, I remember it well and how you feel. And there's different aspects. There's teams that are out of it and how you prepare. There are teams that are right there, and then there are teams, that can go back either way. And then there are teams leading their division like Tennessee, but, floundering a little bit here. So where you are in the season right now, get healthy. It's tough to get healthy now. Now, we are at the point where they'll start taking off the pads if they haven't already. Usually it's only 1 day in pads a week, if that at all, the way that the new CBA has been with what they can do in the regular season. But it's little things, Mike. It's, again, the things you don't see. Guys that would go in and lift every day, guys that would stay after practice every day, guys that would put in the extra time. They still want to do that or try and do that, but there's that fatigue. There's that physical fatigue. Can you get that same workout in? How much of a workout can you get in to kind of keep your body going? Mentally, can you stay that extra time? Can you still do it? Takes maybe a little more of a group effort, guys dragging other guys along to be able to do that. It's a hard wall right now. Veterans know it. Younger players are still going through it. But this is the time. This is definitely the time of the year because in another few games, the end of the regular season is right there and you can see it. So you get that rejuvenation of, okay, it's right there for us. Right now, you're still in that moving phase of where you're going to be. It is definitely not only a physical grind, but it is as Mike said, it's a big time a mental grind right now as well.
And on top of everything else, everyone has an extra game this year. We still don't know how those dynamics are going to play out. And if you do make it to the playoffs, you've got 17 under your belt before you get to 18, 19, 20, and potentially ultimately 21 games played in the full season.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.